parents. It's a great pleasure to be with you again for another episode of Parenting Chats. We express our appreciation to all of you for your continual viewing, especially your feedbacks and comments, which guide us, to do this better. Thank you so very much. You remember in the last 2 episodes, we spoke about abuse. We talked about the 4 types of abuse: physical, sexual, emotional, and neglect. And I believe that we're already utilizing what we're learning, and this is helping our families, which is the essence of this. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. Now, we'll still talk a little bit more about abuse generally. One thing that we must be mindful of is that abused children are usually threatened. They are threatened to make them vulnerable. They are threatened to ensure that they do not ever speak out. So the only way we can help an abused child is by being observant. Our observation as parents and caregivers is the only way to deliver them from this trouble that they are in, through no fault of theirs. So we need to be aware of certain signs and symptoms of abuse. Now, we'll speak generally about all types of abuse, about signs to watch out for. Then, we'll speak about specific signs and symptoms for sexual abuse. Now, the first thing we would notice in a child that is being abused is withdrawal or low self-esteem. A child that is, naturally exuberant, lively, all of a sudden becomes withdrawn. That is a sure sign. So we need to dig in to, help them to speak out, to explain whatever is troubling them. Secondly, reluctance or avoidance of a particular place or person. A place that a child had been going to, months back, years back, that the child used to enjoy going there. All of a sudden, you say, let's go to this place, and they are reluctant to go there. Or they start crying and say, no, I don't want to go there. Then something most likely is happening in that place. So we must be very, very observant. We must be very, very vigilant to help our children. Because remember, they must have been threatened. Most likely they've been threatened. If you tell, this will happen. If you tell anybody, that will happen. So they are afraid of telling you unless you see the sign and offer help to them. Another thing we need to watch out for is sleeplessness. The child just gets restless daytime or nighttime. They are unable to sleep. Fear, they are afraid. Everything scares them. Everything makes them panic. Most likely such a child is undergoing abuse. Remember, this abuse we are talking about is not necessarily sexual. Emotional, physical, neglect are all forms of abuse. So we need to be there for them, to watch them, to quickly notice signs that are damaging to their person so that we'll be able to address the issue or whatever has led to that situation. Another sign is constant headaches. Headaches, it could be tummy ache, born out of emotional disturbance. So if a child who is normally healthy begins to exhibit all these, signs of unwellness, we need to search it and be sure whether it is just reaction to something or a result of abuse. Okay? Then, rebellion. A child who normally is obedient, a child who normally relates well, begins to be rebellious. begins to overreact to everything, begins to get angry, over doing everything, then that's another sign to show us that something is amiss, something is wrong somewhere. Aggression, ever ready for a fight, ever ready to attack, something is going on somewhere. Unexplained injuries, that's another one. Just see a cut somewhere, you see a bruise somewhere. Did you fall down? What happened to you? Check it. If you ask them what happened, they could even tell a lie. Well, I fell down trying to open the door, something hit me. You need to dig into it and ensure that you get to the root of the problem. Another one is bedwetting. A child that had long outgrown bedwetting all of a sudden begins to bedwet all over again. It's not just natural. It could be old habits like thumb sucking. The child had, done away with months back, years back. You just notice you are sucking your thumb again. You need to check it. Can you see that we really need to open our eyes? We really, really need to see beyond the peripheral to be able to help our children. How about eating problems? Some will be overeating, some will be undereating. All these are signs that something has happened. And the last one I want to mention under this is self-harm. The child just picks up a blade or scissors and begins to cut himself or herself. That is not normal. All these are signs of abuse. So all these apply generally to all forms of abuse. Now, for sexual abuse, I will add a few more signs to all the ones I've mentioned already. Number one, pain in the genital area. You see a child walking, wobbling. That means something has happened. Okay? Then, a child that exhibits knowledge of sexual matters that is higher than their age, that is a sure sign. A child that likes to, she likes to be touched in private places. They speak about sexual things, something that should ordinarily be beyond their knowledge. That is a sign of sexual abuse. Or they begin to hide even from their mom, somebody that has been used to their nakedness. All of a sudden they become conscious of their nakedness. That's another sign. So we really, really need to be there to see what the children cannot open up to us on because of threats. When you see these things and you address them prayerfully, with maturity, with love, with patience, then they will be able to speak up, and whatever the issue is, wherever the predator is, will come to the open. So please, let us be there for our children. Let us be vigilant. Let us be observant. Let us watch out for signs that would deliver them from the hands of predators. Thank you very much. Next episode, we're going to talk about tips for prevention of all forms of abuse. We need to educate our children. They need to be aware. That awareness will be a guide for them. Thank you once again for joining us today. Please do subscribe if you are yet to do so, and kindly press the notification button for alerts when our videos come on. Thank you very much. See you next time. Bye.